learning to take accountability and apologize to people is an important part of being in good relationships with people. Because we're not ever going to always get it right. We're not ever going to not make mistakes. We are fallible. This flesh suit makes us prone to making error. It's this thing, whether we like it or not, is dying and corroding every single day. That in itself lets you know that there are going to be flaws. We are flawed. So it's an important skill set to develop to be able to apologize to people.
Hey cousins, welcome back to my channel. Thank you all for tuning in, and I truly want to thank all 500 of my subscribers. Yes, we're at 500. I appreciate each and every one of you all. I truly thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for showing love. Thank you for leaving your comments. I try to reply to each and every one of you guys. I truly love you, and I thank you all from the bottom of my heart. Like, this page would not be here if it wasn't for you all, and I thank you so much. So as you can tell from the title of this video, we're talking about the Great Lock-In. Yes, the Great Lock-In is from September 1st to December 31st. We're going to lock in, we're going to focus, we're going to grind, we're going to do the thing. But in order for us to really lock in, we must take this one step in acknowledging and recognize the reason why we have to really lock in, and that's taking accountability. I know some of you girls want to tussle because a lot of you all don't like to take accountability, including myself. Listen, I'm not the pot calling the kettle black. I was once that girl that lacked accountability. And once I faced it head on, life has been smooth sailing. So I don't want to talk too much, give too much away. I want you guys to stay tuned and look at the clips, and then at the end of the video, we're going to come back and we're going to talk. But like I always tell you, get comfortable, put on your favorite loungewear, your PJs, get comfortable. If you're driving, stay focused on the road, but still tune in. Get your favorite drink. Let's watch these clips, and at the end of the video, we're gonna talk some more, okay? Oh, before I almost forgot, make sure you like, subscribe, and click that notification button down below, because your girl is back and I'm not going anywhere. So stay tuned.
That accountability is the greatest form of self-love. Because the minute that you can kind of step outside of yourself and say, my trauma is the reason why I felt like I needed to control that situation. And that's not okay, because that was my trauma, not theirs. None of my kids' trauma. That's not my husband's trauma. That's not any of my friends' trauma. That was my trauma, and my trauma alone, that I felt like I needed to control how this was going, because I felt like I didn't have control for so long. Stepping outside of myself and realizing that and saying, you were wrong here. You were fragile here. You didn't do the best here. And it doesn't take anything away from what the other person did or did not do, because it doesn't make them any less wrong, but I can only control me. I can't control what they think, how they feel, how they move. I can't control any of that, but what I can control is me. Self-love is only for me. That's not for anybody else. It's so that no one else can take advantage of me. No one else can do anything to me that I don't allow. And then knowing what to do with that accountability, whether it's you moving forward and apologizing for whatever, and even having the accountability to say, I don't think that that person deserves to be in my life anymore. That's also very freeing too.
And to be honest, real personal growth is when you start checking and correcting yourself instead of blaming everybody else. You got to realize at some point of your life, you play a part in where you are currently and the things that you're experiencing. I ain't saying you play 100%, but I'm saying you play a part in it. And you got to start taking accountability for that part that you're playing in it.
If you wake up every day and say, it's my fault, it'll change your life in 90 days. So every day you wake up, you're like, you know what, this ain't the life I want, but you know what? It's my fault. I don't care what happened. Because if you eliminate the way you can place the blame at, you now put it all on you. If you put it all on you, you wake up every day and say, it's my fault. Every day you wake up, you brush your teeth, man, my life is cool, but I ain't where I want to be at. It's my fault. Wait, what? I got this a cool crib I got, but this my fault. My bank account cool, but it's my fault. Because now we can stop putting the blame on somebody else.
Stay away from people who can't take responsibilities for their own actions. Everything you do is based on the choices you make. It's not your parents, your past relationships, your job, the economy, the weather, an argument, or your age to blame. You and you only are responsible for every decision and choice that you make, period. People need to learn their actions do affect other people. So be careful what you say and do. You feel me? You think everything is everyone else's fault? You will suffer. You and only you are to blame for your own actions, and you make your own decisions. The winners are those who learn to take full responsibilities for their own actions. The losers are those who blame others for their failures. The more you blame others for your problems and situations, the more you prevent yourself from stepping into your purpose and being your true self. Refusing to take responsibility for your own actions is a weakness, not a strength. I'm sorry if is not an apology. I'm sorry for is an apology. That's taking action for your responsibilities. Mature people have the strength to take responsibilities. Toxic, immature people don't. So like I said, stay away from people who can't take responsibilities for their own actions.
I really don't like to be around people that don't know how to take accountability. Like, it is so annoying to be around grown ass people that don't know how to say, I'm wrong, I'm sorry, I fucked up, I shouldn't have did this, I was out of line, I'm sorry I was late, I'm sorry, whatever. Like, learn how to take accountability. Like, it's so sad because on one foot, you will want somebody to take accountability if they doing something to you, but you don't want to give nobody else the accountability when you the one that's in the wrong. I don't understand it. Like, what be wrong with y'all? And everybody be wanting to act like, oh, they so grown, they so this, they so that, they, like put their pride to the side. But when it's time to really step up and take accountability and put your pride and your ego to the side, now all of a sudden can't nobody do it. I feel like that's why genuine connections don't last long, because nobody wants to be the bigger person. Nobody ever wants to take accountability. And it's so sad, but then you would, like, people really got it in their minds that, oh, I don't mind taking accountability. I don't mind putting my pride to the side. And they be lying. They really be lying. Like, seriously. Like, do y'all know what taking accountability?
I just feel like the worst comeback that you can give to somebody that came to you and told you how they felt about something that you did to them is, that's just how I am. Like, you're literally justifying your toxic behavior and basically telling that person to deal with it. And we call that narcissistic gaslighting behavior. Let's normalize I'm willing to work on that over that's just who I am. Accountability is the biggest green flag.
The thing that we all need to take responsibility for is everything comes into your life by energetic invitation. Energetic invitation. If it's vibrating here and you're vibrating here, it's going to come in. If it's vibrating down here and you're down here, it's going to come in. And many of us are vibrating down here and we want somebody up here.
Come on.
So,
come on.
If the relationship doesn't turn the way you want it to turn, what then you have to look at is, okay, what was I doing, thinking, feeling? How was I being that allowed this into my life? And what is it that I've learned about myself that I can get to choose not to do it somewhere else? We have to stop being victims to the things that we attract by energetic vibration, because there's just some things that just can't even get into your life if you're vibrating at a certain frequency.
Yes.
Now, here's the trick. Here's the, the hook. Most of what we're thinking and where we're vibrating from is playing silently in the back of our mind. That's why you got to do your work to clean up your consciousness, to clean up your fears and your angers and all of those things, because that's what's going to attract Boo Boo the Fool. Or, Maquita the Cheetah. That's what's going to attract these people.
Sometimes accountability to people who lack awareness can feel like an insult or an attack. And it is not your responsibility to correct the ignorance or make it plain for them to understand. Sometimes you just have to plant the seed and remove yourself from the equation. And that's not an easy thing to do. That's how you know you've reached another level of maturity. And that's what growth is all about.
If you really believed in your goals, your habits would prove it, but they don't. Your habits prove you're a liar. You don't believe in discipline. You believe in DoorDash. You don't believe in success. You believe in scrolling. And you damn sure don't believe in legacy. You obviously believe in lounging. And spare me the vision board. Spare me the cute planner, the cute journal. If your belief was real, we would see it in the sweat dripping off of your body coming home from the gym, not the grease from another takeout bag. We would see it in the alarms you set that you actually get up for, not the ones that you keep snoozing every morning. You swear you want success, but your actions scream that you're committed to being average. And don't say you're building a brand when your screen time report says 7 hours a day on TikTok, 5 hours a day on Instagram with nothing posted. Don't say you want financial freedom when you drop $8 a day on Starbucks, but you claim you can't afford to invest. Don't say you want the body when the only reps you hit are Netflix episodes. And that's the hardest part to understand. You're not failing because you can't. You're failing because you won't. Make it make sense. Stop telling people about your big goals. Nobody believes you. Not because they're haters, but because your habits have already exposed the truth. You don't actually believe in yourself. If you did, we wouldn't need your words. Your results would be loud enough. Hope that helps.
As a man with an anxious attachment style, okay, and who's had the history of self-sabotaging when I get something new or I get something good, keep in mind, bro, you bleeding on a person that didn't even cut you. Okay, you're making a new person pay for an old person's mistakes. And I get it. Okay, cool. I understand where it comes from. All right, you scared. All right, you scared of them cheating. You scared of them leaving you. You scared of them dying. Your feelings is valid, 100%, but your feelings do not validate your actions. Okay, you a grown-ass adult. You know who moves in fear? Children. Okay, when they scared, what they do? They cry. They throw a tantrum. You know who else moves in fear? Animals. When they scared, what they do? They get in defense mode. All right, they ready to fight. They ready to kill. You a grown-ass adult. You can't move like that. And your partner's job is not to heal you. Okay, they not God. Their job is to love you broken. Okay, because being healed, it's not a destination. It's a journey. Okay, I don't give a damn how much time you spend by yourself. A relationship requires you to heal certain parts of yourself that you can't heal on your own. Because a relationship requires a whole nother person. You'll never be 100% healed. Now let your fear dictate your future. All right, are you going to run away every good thing that come into your life? And you, of all people, should know it ain't too much good in this goddamn world. So when God blesses you with it, you got to appreciate it.
At some point in your life, you got to come to terms and agreement with understanding that it cannot always be everybody else. It cannot be everybody else that's the issue. You cannot keep attracting these same type of experiences and people in your life and think that everybody is the issue. Oh, everybody you come across is the problem? No. When you going to sit here and take a look in the mirror and really be responsible? When you going to take a look in the mirror and actually be accountable? And take the punch that you need to, right? Look in that mirror. Because something ain't aligning. Maybe it's actually time for you to stop judging everybody else and start looking at your stuff. Take a look in the mirror, because it says right here in Matthew chapter 7, verse 2, it says, do not judge or you too will be judged. It says, for in the same way you judge others, you will be judged, and with the measure you use, it will be measured unto you. Oh, and shall we keep reading it as well? Because in verse 3 it says, why do you look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye and pay no attention to the plank in your own eye? Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it right quick. So really though, all jokes aside, why is it that you keep attracting the same people that you keep attracting in your life? Is it some belief about yourself? Maybe it's a little bit of low self-esteem. Maybe it's some parts of you that really don't align. Why do you keep staying around for those types of treatment with men and with friends? Oh, okay, maybe it's something that still don't align. Oh, okay, you still staying at that job that didn't give you a promotion, right? They said that when you got hired, you was gonna get a promotion after a certain amount of period of time. Oh, but you still there? Okay, maybe it's still some underlying subconscious beliefs that you have not increased your awareness upon. And it's fine, sis. We all have to do this work. But what I'm here to tell you is that you can't be out here looking at everybody else and thinking that everybody else is the problem without looking at yourself. So let's switch up the questions and stop asking, why do people keep doing this? Why do people keep doing that? And let's start saying, why am I allowing it? Why am I still staying here? What version of me is still aligning with these beliefs to think that I am unworthy of having this? Where is this coming from? Do I really believe this to be true? Let's start asking ourselves the proper questions. And if you would like more help, feel free to join my Beauty Within Her Inner Circle community. That is literally a community full of empowered women, elite women who are on this journey to self-discovery as well. We're all growing in Christ. We're all becoming the best versions of ourselves. And we're all doing this work, and we're here to hold you accountable and spiritually uplift you, okay? So get in the community or book your one-on-one session with me.
My mom once told me accountability will always feel like an attack when you don't want to be honest with yourself about how your actions and your behaviors has harmed someone else. And I had to think about that. And it was so true, because you do not want to be upfront with yourself about what you did to affect them and them and them and them. So accountability is that moment when you're like, okay, I'm ready to say my wrong in the situation. So honestly, if you want anything to work as far as relationships or just anything, business partner, anything, accountability is key, because you have to express and acknowledge the things that you've done wrong, because everything you do isn't correct. Like you don't do shit right all the fucking time. So take some accountability.
Since nobody else want to talk about it, I'll talk about it. Maturing is realizing that in situations where we've been hurt and wronged by people, we also played a role in our own pain. Because let's just be real. If we really did love ourselves the way we say we do, why do we stay and tolerate that behavior? Why didn't we leave? See, in situations where we've been hurt, we're so quick to point the other finger at the other person. We're so quick to tell other people how they wronged us and what they did. But what about you? If you really did love yourself, truly in that moment, why didn't you leave? Why did you stay tolerating that type of behavior? Maturing is taking accountability when it comes to our own pain. When we've been hurt, you have to take accountability. I'm not saying all the time it's your fault that something turned out the way it did, but truly seeking growth is realizing when it's time to take accountability. Next time, love yourself enough to leave. Next time, don't stay and tolerate that type of behavior. And next time you voice your boundaries and you clearly communicate how you feel about certain things, if that person continues to walk over your boundaries, walk over you, disrespect your boundaries, don't send that paragraph. Don't call them back. Leave. Love yourself enough to leave. Choose you next time.
A lot of people don't want to admit this, but let's be real. You are responsible for your own misery. For a lot of us, accountability is such a tough thing to accept. But we don't want to admit that we are the ones that are responsible for the things we allow, the things we accept, the things we continue to grow in our lives. And that's why we look for everything as an excuse. We try to make the claim that this is how I was treated, that this is what was done to me, that you look at your past and you make that the center point of everything you've ever done, because it's so hard to be honest with yourself, to say that you have to be accountable. It's so hard to admit that you have to do something. Because let's be real, no one wants to do anything. You would rather just let things happen and unfold and not be responsible. But when you have to be responsible, that's when things get hard. When you have to be accountable, then you are the reason why things don't change. You are the reason why you continue the rut you're in. You are the reason why life hasn't been different. At some point, you have to take accountability for you and stop making an excuse as to why you aren't where you are.
Cousins, like I mentioned before, it's the great lock-in, but it's more than just the physical appearance. We're trying to get ourselves mentally prepared for 2026. We're being focused, we're locking in. So from September 1st to December 31st, we have 17 weeks to achieve what we're trying to achieve. This lock-in isn't just a challenge or something, like a little trend to hop on for a couple of weeks and then you slide right back into the same chaos. No, this is war. This is a war to protect and heal the one person who needs us the most, and that's ourselves. So in order for you to really lock in, we have to start with taking accountability for everything. That means looking at every part of our life right now and owning it. Own it all. Don't leave nothing behind. You own it. From there, you will build a plan. We're going to build a plan now. And here's how you're going to win this war and take back your life. By these simple 4 steps. You're going to acknowledge your actions. Be honest about what you did and didn't do. No sugarcoating. No excuses. No vague statements. Own it. Okay? Acknowledge it and own it. So if you missed the deadline, just be real with yourself. Say, hey, I missed the deadline because I didn't manage my time. Don't put it on anyone else. Put it on yourself. The second thing I'm going to need you to do is recognize the impact. Understand how your actions affect others as well as yourself. I need you to realize that when you recognize the impact, you build empathy and you show awareness about what is going on. Like you could, for example, if something, you was going out with your homegirl and at the last minute you were like, you know what? I don't want to go no more. You need to be able to tell your friend, you know what? I realized I canceled at the last minute and my actions may have cost off your timing. I'm sorry. That's my bad. Recognize what you did, because sometimes your actions could affect other people. Let's not be selfish. The third thing I need you to do is apologize and make amends for what you did. Offer a sincere apology. Please, none of that, oh, if I did this, or if you feel this way. No, you did do it. So I'm going to need you to say, you know what? I'm sorry for what I did. I know how whatever I did could may have made you feel this way, and I take full responsibility of it. I'm so sorry. And then the last thing I need you to do is commit to the change. Share what you're going to do differently and how you're going to move forward from it. So if you know you're a procrastinator and it's hard for you to, get things down or have a strict deadline because you procrastinate, start telling yourself, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a calendar. I'm going to set alarms. I'm going to set reminders to help me to stay on top of my deadlines. That's what we're going to do. Cousins, we going into the new year on a new leaf. No more BS. Now I know a lot of my cousins on here are going to use this lock-in to be in their bags. And that's cool. There's nothing wrong with getting your coin. I'm all for getting a good coin. But I also want you all to be in those books too. I'll be sharing some of my favorite reads that will help guide you through this process. The first one on my list is The Mountain Is You, Transforming Self-Sabotaging and Self-Mastery. Number 2, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, How to Lose Your Mind and Create a New One. Number 3, one of my favorite of all times, The Secret. 4, The Compound Effect, Multiply Your Success one simple step at a time. And last but not least, The Inner Work of Relationships, an invitation to heal your inner child and create a conscious relationship together. Listen, we're not only healing the outer appearance, we're healing our mental state. We got 17 weeks. We're locking in. Don't only grind for that bag. I want you guys to mentally heal. And the first step, like I said, is taking accountability for all things. So listen, we're no longer playing victim. No more woe is me energy. It's time to really buckle down. So excuse my French cousins. It's time for us to get our shit together. And I'm not just saying to get our shit together for our kids, our spouses, our careers, or our families, but for ourselves. We have to do this for us. Okay, cousins? You know I love y'all. And I want all of us to grow and be successful, but be happy mentally and spiritually while being successful, okay? So I hope this video helped you all just as much as it helped me making it. I enjoy making this video. Like, I was passionate. I'm passionate about all my videos, but this one in particular, yes. Because your girl had to take accountability. Yes. I had to own it. I I had to own all of it and stop putting it off on other people. And I just want to share the same knowledge that I learned and share it with you guys. And I hope you guys know that I just want us all to grow and be so happy and successful and to reach our goals. And in order for us to reach our goals, we have to take accountability of all things. The good, the bad, and the ugly. So until next time, I want you guys to know that there's only one you. So love on you, protect you, and speak kindly to yourself. Take it easy on yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. Because I love you, the world loves you, and we need more people like you. So like the sand in the hourglass, we are out of time. Until next time, bye.